Hello, guys. Welcome to We Fix Technology. I hope everybody is doing well. Today, we will be learning how we can handle event and listener in Laravel. This is an advanced topic of Laravel. So, through event and listeners, we can manage our resources. And event could be anything. Let's say it could be submit contact form, post created, user registered, could be anything, right? So, on that event, we're going to have to take some actions. Let's say if a form is submitted, send email to admin or maybe send email to the user as well, right? So I have created just a basic setup. This is a brand new Laravel setup, and I just made a contact form, simple form, used Bootstrap, just form four attributes: name, email, phone number, and message, and added the validation. So far, nothing else. That's pretty much it. So we have a brand new setup. Let's jump into it. So what we want here, we want to set up an event. What gonna be the event? Event is if the contact form is submitted, right? And the listener's gonna be what's supposed to happen. We can send email, maybe SMS, WhatsApp, anything, right? So let's get started. So in order to start that, first you have to create an event. So the command is, let me make it a little bit larger, PHP artisan make event. Then you're going to have to pass the event name. Let's say submit contact form, right? So an event has been created. Let me show you where it goes. It goes into the app and there's a new folder got created, events. It was not there before, it just got created. And under events, a new class has been created. So on this event, we can take some actions. The action gonna be listener. It's gonna listen and make the action. So let's make it happen. PHP artisan make listener, right? And the name of the listener, let's say contact form submitted, right? Anything, whatever you want. Then you can pass the flag double dash event. We can directly link this listener to an event. Otherwise, we had to do it manually. But through the CLI, we can do that. So I repeat, PHP artisan make listener, then the name of the listener. Then we're going to pass the event flag and name of the event. The name of the event was, let me see, submit contact form. Submit contact form. So event is submit contact form and the listener name is contact form submitted. You can take anything. I'm going to hit enter and it's done. Now you will see one more little change right here. A new directory has been created called listeners and it has one listener, right? If the form has been submitted, we can take multiple actions. Now, if you see this class, it already has submit contact from our event here. That happened because we did submitted we did pass the flag class, so we don't have to do it manually. Now, if you are using Laravel 11, any latest version, you don't have to register this event. It automatically registers these events. We don't have to go to the providers to register anything. We are good to go. So let's make it happen. Now, if you see the flow, we have an event, we have the listener, but what action we can take, right? So in this tutorial, I'll be showing you if this event happened, the action gonna be send an email to the admin, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and create a notification for email. So I'll say PHP artisan make notification, right? And the notification name gonna be admin noti, let's say notify admin. You can take anything. Done. Now one more folder has been created, notification, and we have write it here. Cool. I'm gonna do one more time. I will say one more time just to make you understand who are beginners might have some trouble here. An event has been created on that event, we added a listener which you're gonna listen that event, and that listener will shoot a trigger to send an email. So there are three things altogether. Cool. So let's come to our controller. I'm going to close all of these things. And one more thing, guys, when you wanted to shoot an email, I'm using this mail trap. Use this mail trap settings, put into your env file. This is the testing email setup. It's gonna push an email, right? So make sure use this one if you're testing it out. So let's check the form. It has the validation. Let me start the server. PHP artisan serve. Now we're gonna come to the form. Did make some mistake. Oh, that was the wrong path. My bad. Okay. Now it's a blank form. It has the validation. Let's make the arrangement now. We're gonna go ahead. Let's start the real coding. Go to HTTP, my controller, where I have the send email logic. That's the get request for the form. That's the send request. So far, it has nothing, just sanitizing, validating the data, right? So I'll go ahead and first we'll call the namespace, use app events, and the name of the events, let's see, submit contact form, right? Submit contact form. Perfect. So if everything goes good, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and make it like event new. This is going to be like this, new, then the name of the event, submit contact form, right? And in this event, I'll pass this data. This is an array of the form inputs. If you see that I have a, a data which has all the inputs of requests. So I'm going to pass this data right here. Got it? So we have the event here. We have the namespace. Make sure to add it. And in this event object, we did pass our data. Now this data goes to the event. This is how object-oriented coding works. So we're going to go to the event and we have to call it here, right? We're going to take a variable called public data, a blank one. Then under construct method, look it closely. The data will come right under construct and it'll say this data, it is our variable. We're going to inject it data, which came from the other class. Now we do have the access of data in the event and we can use it this anywhere. Whatever was filled in the form, everything is in the data right now. So we're going to come to our listener now. And from here, what we're going to do, we'll say noti. I'm going to use notification class, and the route gonna be, let's say, mail, and email could be anything. Let's say demo@mail.com. On this email I want to send the email notification. Then I'll say notify method, and then new. Again, I'm using an object, and the notification class was notify admin. Notify admin, right? Done. Now, if you see that all the data is in this event, which will have the namespace on the top, and it passes into this variable event. So how are we going to access it? Data event, then data. And this data goes to the notification then, and we can send the email inputs accordingly. Okay. So everything has been arranged. All we're supposed to do, fill the form, and let's check it out if it works. And make sure, guys, use the namespace of our notification. Use app notifications, then notify admin, right? So we have the event, we have the listener make a spark, a trigger, and the trigger is it notifies an email. As of now, the data goes to the event, but we are not fetching right here. We will do it in some Next, some movements. So let's check it out. Let's see what errors we are getting. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. Let me make sure first the controller is good. We're gonna submit the data. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead, use the fake filler, and I'm gonna say any name and submit. Let's cross the fingers. Boom, it did work. Now what will happen? We supposed to receive a blank email and it did come up. See that? This is the blank template of the email notification. Cool. Now what we're going to do, we sent the data from the listener. If you see that in the listener, we sent the data to the class of notification, but we did not use it. Now, if you come to the notification, again, you're going to have to do the same exercise. First, create a public, let me say, call name data. Then the data will arrive right here in the construct method. And again, we're going to do the same thing. This data equal to data. Perfect. Now we have the access of form data right here, and we can use in this method right here to mail. So let's say we can say subject new lead from website, anything, whatever you want. And I'm going to say name equal to, now look at closely, this is how we're going to use it. This data, and since this is an array, we're going to use like this way, not like object way arrow operator. In array, this is how we fetch the data. I'm going to say name. Let me replicate the line. Email, this email, because this data variable has all the data of the form input. Then I'll say phone number gonna be this phone, and the final is message. Message, this message. Perfect. You can remove these two extra lines. This is action button if you wish. And that's the thanks message. So as of now, if we send data this time, it will shoot the email along with the data, whatever we filled in the form. Let's give a shot one more time. I'm going to refresh. Let me say Aaron, my name, my email ID, anything, my phone number could be anything. This is just a test message. Submit. And we have the first error. Let me see what's up. The phone. Let's check the input form real quick. We supposed to go to resources, views, and index, and phone. And here I used P capital. My bad. It was supposed to be like this. Let's redo it over. Continue. Perfect. It went through. Now, if you see that, a new email gonna arrive along with the subject we gave. And here we have our details. You got it? So guys, I hope it did make sense. Initially, for beginners, it might not make sense. Hey, why we are doing all this? Why can't we use directly mail class, which would be very simple and straightforward, guys? It could be a solution, but in case of scalable program, we may wanted to do multiple things. If somebody has registered, we wanted to send email to admin, email to subscriber, email to moderator, anything, right? Maybe text message. So from one event, we can add listener and multiple listeners, and we can make multiple classes. As of now, I just taught you one. You can create one more listener for sending email to the user as well, or anything like this, right? I hope I gave you some value, guys. If you have any question, please feel free comment and I'll try to help you out. And if I give you any values, please consider subscribing my channel and we can learn all together. Thank you so much. Have a good one. Cheers. Bye for now.